Hi, my name is Mary McCarley, and I am the National Content Specialist with Goodheart-Willcox. I was a teacher for 15 years in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools as a high school health teacher, and I now provide professional development and training for our health and CTE titles. So many teachers and district coordinators have reached out to us in need of CTE digital resources, including this title, Working with Young Children. And we've been more than happy to provide these resources at no charge, given the challenges we know you all are facing. I wanted to create this video on working with young children to extend this offer to all teachers and all school districts at no charge in need of digital resources for their high school or college course. In this presentation, I will provide an immediate solution. If you're in need of resources right now, I will provide you 10 assessments as a PDF that you can begin assigning to your students today. 2, I will provide you a long-term solution for those teachers and school districts who may remain out of school for the remainder of the school year. At no charge, we can set up online access to all of our digital resources for students and teachers. And number 3, I will describe the steps to access these resources. So first, an immediate solution. We know that many of you are in need of resources right now. We will provide 10 assessments that you can print, email, or post to Google Classroom or your learning management system for students to access. I'll highlight some of these 10 assessments from our student workbook. So this first assessment is on collecting recipes. Students will research recipes and find 2 nutritious recipes that could be used with children. They will describe the steps so that a young child would be able to follow along with their help. And here's another assessment on using recipes to teach math concepts. This workbook page encourages students to analyze an incident report. And here are 2 more assessments on positive guidance and rhythm instruments. And lastly, 2 more assessments on forming open-ended questions and using a theme in planning. And we were intentional about making sure the textbook was not needed to complete these 10 assessments. And now to a long-term solution. We know that many of you may be out of school until the end of the school year. And at no charge, we want to provide you full online access to our digital resources for students and teachers for the remainder of the school year. Working with young children introduces students to the exciting and challenging field of early childhood education and care. It contains all the information students need to know for successfully passing a CDA credential exam and is aligned to the FCS National Standards for Education and Early Childhood and the NAEYC National Standards for Early Childhood Professional Preparation Program. I'll provide you an overview of the resources available with working with young children and show you how to navigate the online platform. So first, let's dive into the textbook. Every chapter opens with objectives, content terms, and academic terms. And this is a good time to point out that anytime you see this activity icon, this would indicate to students that by clicking on it, they could do an interactive activity or assessment. Embedded within the pages of the book, there are several different features, including Safety First, Focus on Health, and Learn More About. Here is another feature on workplace connections. And at the end of every chapter, there is a summary, check your career IQ, recall and review, vocabulary activity, critical thinking, core skills, and a portfolio project. So now let's dive into the textbook. So once you've logged on, you will see our online platform, and it includes the student textbook, the companion website, the student workbook, the observation guide, the instructor's edition, and the online instructor resources. And I'll show you all of these resources. So first, the student textbook. Once you click on the link and scroll down, you can see that it's divided by unit and by chapters. So let's click on Chapter 4. On the left-hand side, a navigation bar comes up, which allows you to zoom in, zoom out, go to another unit or chapter of the book, click again to close. The fourth button down allows you to go directly to the companion website, which is that icon embedded within the pages of the book. Click again to close. And also, students and teachers have the option to print pages of the book. We are on page 62. A student can jump to another page of the book by typing in the page and clicking. They can also search our book by a key term and click. To move to the next page of the book, just click the arrow. So that was a brief overview on how to navigate the textbook. So now let's talk about other resources that are available with working with young children. The companion website allows students to review and assess their knowledge. And here are just some of the activities on our companion website. E-flashcards, vocabulary activities, and pre- and post-tests. The student workbook will reinforce and extend new concepts. The observation guide allows students to extend learning in real-life situations. And now we'll show you these resources on our online platform. Anytime you want to go back to the main platform, just click the My Bookshelf tab, and it will take you back. So first, let's click on the companion website. So remember, there's several different ways of getting into the companion website. Students can click directly on the icons within the pages of the book to go to the companion website, or as you just noticed, I clicked on the companion website from the main landing page, and I can now see the entire companion website. So as you can see, let's look at Chapter 2. There is a pre-test. You can see there's 10 questions. There are also e-flashcards. And by clicking on it, I'll see the definition. I can remove it from the deck, and I can go on to the next. If I want to see the definition first, rather than the term first, I can change that to see the definition first. In addition, there are matching activities, several different ones. And whether I get it right or wrong, it will prompt me to keep on trying. This was not intended to be a grade, but rather for students to just practice. There are also several other vocabulary games, a post-test, and at the end of every chapter, there are the recall and review questions. And students can type directly into these form fields. And upon completion, students can either email you their work, or all of our assessments can be saved by right-clicking in the space off to the side. They can save it as a PDF. However, if they click the print option, it does allow them to either print it, or they can change the destination away from the printer. And by changing the destination away from the printer, they would have the option to save it as a PDF, or if they were logged into their Google Drive, they could save it to Google Drive and submit to Google Classroom. So that was a brief overview of our companion website. And now I'll show you our student workbook. And by clicking on the link, it will take you to the unit and the chapters. So by clicking on any chapter, you'll see on the left-hand side, the familiar navigation bar pops up, allowing you to zoom in, zoom out, go to another unit or chapter, click again to close. And the fourth button down is going to allow you to see it with form fields. So before clicking on that, I do want to point out that both students and teachers can print pages as well. So the fourth button down allows you to see the entire workbook with form fields. So now by clicking on any of these workbook pages, I clicked on one in Chapter 1, it would allow me as a student to type directly into the fields. And upon completion, I'm going to right-click in the space off to the side, and I can either save as a PDF, I can print it, or I can print to PDF, or save to Google Drive from there. And lastly, the observation guide. So remember, anytime you want to go back to the main platform, just click the My Bookshelf tab. And the observation guide is going to be set up very similar to the workbook, but let's click on a chapter. And once again, the familiar navigation bar comes up. By clicking the fourth button down, it allows you to see the workbook with form fields. And now we'll click on one in Chapter 3. Students would be able to type directly into these form fields. And upon completion, they would right-click in the space off to the side, and then they could save as a PDF, they can print to PDF, or save to their Google Drive. I'm going to click My Bookshelf to go back. So those are all the resources that are available to students. And lastly, I want to review the resources that are available for teachers. So the online instructor resources, we hope will save you time and energy. And as you can see here for Chapter 8, these are all the resources that are available for teachers to help them plan and facilitate their course. There are textbook answer keys, workbook answer keys, lesson plans, which are in Word format, so you can edit them. There's a graphic organizer, and you can see that there's several different handouts for students that go along with this chapter. There is also a PowerPoint presentation that you can edit as well. So now let's look at those resources. So on the main platform, I just want to point out there is an instructor's edition, and I'm going to click on the online instructor resources. And from there are resource materials, and it will show you the correlation as well and pacing charts. I'm going to minimize that and go to the chapter resources. And by clicking on Chapter 6, you'll see all that's available for Chapter 6. And once again, including the textbook answer keys, workbook answer keys, a lesson plan, graphic organizer, lots of different handouts, and a PowerPoint presentation. And by clicking on any other chapter, you'll see that the format is the same. I'm going to minimize this. And lastly, I want to point out our assessment software and question pools. Teachers will have the opportunity to create customized exams for students, and it will also generate an answer key. And so if they have a Windows computer, they will need this software, and a Macintosh, they'll need this software. If you're using a learning management system, you will need these question bank files. So I hope this provided a great overview of all that's available for working with young children. So how to access these resources? To get access to the immediate or the online access for students and teachers, just email me at mccarley@g-w.com, and make sure to let me know in your email if you want the immediate resources and or the online access. And if you do want the online access, consider reaching out to your district coordinator first. We are more than happy to provide access to the entire district. And to learn more about working with young children, visit our website. So I truly appreciate your time, and we are here to support you during these challenging times. Have a wonderful day and stay healthy.